DGX is a gold-backed digital token developed by pioneering blockchain company DGX based in Singapore. Let's take a quick look today at how you can acquire, send and receive these tokens. The DGX token runs on the secure Ethereum network, just like hundreds of other tokens such as Maker, Basic Attention Token and the Ethereum token itself. All network transactions require a gas fee to be paid in order to process the transaction. So whether sending ETH tokens or DGX tokens, there will always be a small transaction fee to pay in ETH. This is something to keep in mind if you're ever wanting to send DGX tokens in the future. Users must first have an Ethereum wallet set up if they wish to engage with the network. The wallet creation process generates a public address and a private address known as a private key. The private key is what allows users to access and approve transactions. Remember, you never provide your private keys to anyone. There are several types of wallets and each have their own positives and negatives. There's plenty of online content available about choosing and setting up a wallet, so today we're not going to go into that. Instead, today we will connect a hardware wallet known as a Ledger Nano S to KyberSwap, and we'll conduct a swap of Ether to DGX tokens. Following that, we will send some of these DGX tokens to a separate phone-based Trust wallet. There are many combinations of how to complete this same task, and this video is just one example of how to interact with DGX tokens. Okay, so I've gone to kyberswap.com, and what I'm wanting to do here is transfer some Ether that I've got on the Ledger Nano and convert it into DGX tokens. So I need to find DGX tokens from the list here, so type in DGX. Once selecting that, it'll come up with the exchange that's being offered here in this swap. I need 30.5 DGX, so that's going to cost me roughly 6.95 Ether. So I've already connected up the ledger and put in my password, so now I can select from the list of the addresses which are available on that ledger. So I've clicked that. Now it gives me an option here to go in the advanced settings, and what I can do here is I can actually change the transaction fee, and all that's going to do is reduce the priority of that transaction, so the actual cost of that transaction will be a bit less. So I've selected that. Now what I can actually do here is confirm it. By doing this, what it'll do is it'll come up with the option for me to confirm that transaction on the hardware wallet. So I've clicked that button, that's confirmed it, and the transaction has been broadcasted. We're just waiting here now for it to be validated or to be mined on the blockchain. Once that comes through, we'll be able to see the result. We'll be able to see the transaction hash, and then we'll be able to click on that and actually look into the details and see the successful transaction. So let's just click on the transaction hash. This loads through Etherscan, the blockchain explorer, and as we can see here, it's been a successful transaction. Okay, so the next thing we want to do today is actually transfer or send some of those DGX tokens we've acquired to another wallet address. Now we could transfer or send DGX tokens by connecting our Ledger Nano S to my Ether wallet or through Ledger Live, but today, while we're still here on KyberSwap and their website, they have this option to do the transfer. So what we need to do is actually select DGX from the drop-down list and then put in the quantity we want to send, which is 5. The next thing that we need to do is just determine and put in the depositing address, or where we're going to be sending these tokens to. So the person I'm sending them to, they've provided me with a depositing address. They were able to get this address by setting up a Trust wallet on their iPhone. What I like to also do is just check the back few letters and numbers on the actual address, just to make sure that when you pasted it in, that it was done correctly. The next thing you can do is optional, but you can go into the advanced settings and you can choose to change the gas fee or that transaction fee to reduce the total transaction cost. So all we need to do is hit transfer now. There's one last step here you need to do, which is actually confirm that transaction. Once again, we can see the last 3 letters and characters are fine. So we hit confirm. That then brings up the transaction on the Ledger Nano hardware wallet that we've still got connected. And all we need to do is hit the button on that just to confirm that. This then broadcasts the transaction, and all we have to do is wait until that's mined. So we can see here that transaction has gone through. We can also click the transaction hash, and that can bring up all the details there related to that transaction. Now there is a transaction fee, which you can see here, quite a minor one because we reduced that down. But one thing I want to highlight here is there is also a transaction fee from the DGX transfer. So every time a DGX token is transferred wallet to wallet, there's a 0.13% fee that is taken from that. So the person receiving it, they will receive 0.13% less. The last thing I want to highlight is that not all wallets look for every single token linked to the Ethereum blockchain. So for this example, we sent some DGX tokens to a Trust wallet. The transaction did flag up on their iPhone app, but they just needed to add the DGX token to their listing so that the app was regularly syncing in with tokens linked to that address. So here we can see in the end screen here that the tokens did come through to that address, and we can see their current balance. So the user here can either keep it, they can hold it, or they can send it on to another address of their choosing. So today what we've been able to do is actually transfer Ethereum tokens into DGX tokens, and then we're able to send some of those to another wallet address.